Oh hi, I'm Drew Lee and welcome to my channel, Amputee. Today I am going to be talking about my appointment at the Disablement, the DSR clinic, which is Disablement Services, I think, but whatever. So I had an appointment for my leg Drew and Sue, and it was actually really good. So without further ado, let's get to it. Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Drew Lee and I hope that you are all doing very well. Thank you for watching and keeping up with my journey. So the weather today was just absolutely outrageous. It was just unforgivable. Yeah, it was bizarre. But I mentioned the weather because I'll mention it will all tie into part of my appointment. But for the first 20 minutes he was going on about my journey where, you know, I had the first leg, disaster. Then they made a quick leg for me, which I was really grateful for. But I was moaning and complaining. You know, the fit wasn't great, the knee wasn't, you know, it was really slow, everything was slow motion. But, you know, he explained in that 20-minute spiel that he gave me that, you know, that was the knee that was available, and at the time, from the break, for me to confidently get back on my feet, moving about, that knee at the time was the best option. And I am extremely grateful for how fast they made the leg. You know, even though I was saying it was uncomfortable, it was painful, you have to get on with it. Some people, I don't know if people expect that when they get given a prosthetic leg that it's just gonna fit like a glove and then you're just gonna walk, you know, as if you did when you had two legs, or the same with an arm. I don't have experience with the arms, so I can't comment. But with the legs, you know, you're not walking, you know, shimmying down the street to go and get a pint of milk. Do you know what I mean? It is, well, I researched that you do actually use, apparently, 200 times more energy. I don't know where they got the 200 from, like 200, like, sod off. The reason why we use more energy is because when we're not out and about, we're in the wheelchair, we're not exercising, we're not moving around. So when we're getting up to walk, we are using more energy because our body's like, come on, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And, you know, the walking is very different. But I'm going on a tangent, so let's like get back to this. So, 20-minute spiel. And he did say a few times, you know, the end goal is to get the electronic leg, the end goal is to get the electronic leg. And I'm like, shut up and just put the fucking new knee on. I mean, I didn't, but, you know, I was getting impatient. What happens is he takes the old leg off, unscrewed that, put the new knee on, fiddled about with it, checked all the length to make sure I wasn't going to walk, you know, like one of them. About 10-15 minutes later, he put the new knee on, I stood up, and automatically my walking speed increased. So this is the new Nimbus 3000. This one I can walk with a bit more speed and pace, and it's a bit more, it's a step up. And what the guy was explaining to me was when, you know, with the swing of the prosthetic leg and the knee, if you're walking at a certain pace, the first leg would only go so fast because it has to swing and, you know. And when you walk faster, your back leg doesn't swing up as high, if that makes sense. And the old leg still wanted to swing up high and then it still had to swing back round. That was why it was so slow and frustrating for me to get around. This one, it's a bit more advanced, so it's still stabilized. So if I don't put my full weight on, if I'm not 100% on it, or if I'm on uneven ground, it will protect me and it will has that barrier like I mentioned before. So before I fall and I go, oh, you know, it's got that barrier. Yeah, I started walking up and down in the room and he was tweaking it, you know, and he, you know, has his little key and whatever, and he's like, I'm just turning this a quarter turn to the left. And I'm thinking, I'm not being funny or nothing, but I haven't got no Allen keys at home. I'm not going to be at home going, quarter turn to the left, to the right, you know. That took about half hour to perfect that. He's really good in that sense to see how I'm walking, weight shifting. He's got a good eye for it, so that took a little bit of time. This knee is the knee before my electronic leg, the microprocessor leg. So this is the closest that I will be getting to the electronic knee. So this one is quite an advanced knee that I've got, which I'm really grateful for. He was excited to give it to me, and he was saying my journey towards the electric leg is, you know, bit by bit getting closer, and it's getting excited, and he's, you know, looking forward to that moment. I then explained to him about the socket which my leg goes into. Now, let me tell you, it's very big. The reason why it is so big is because they took a copy of my previous cast after it first broke. They took a copy of that, remade it, because they did it on the quick for me. Not that they've done a bad job of it, because they haven't. I'm not saying that at all. but it is very big for me. Also, he took measurements of the stump, the leg, and my leg has shrunk quite a lot. It's mainly shrunken up around the groin area, mainly because when you walk in, that's the main part that, you know, you're flexing, like hip flex, you know, walking, not getting into that, you get it. So yeah, there's that. And then also, I've intentionally lost weight. So I've cut out alcohol, not completely. My words get all in a muck and fuddle. So yes, I've cut down on the wine consumption quite a lot. For me, it's a lot. Food-wise, I've been very good with my food choices that I now purchase at the supermarché. But backtracking, that way, backtracking. The leg has shrunk. What they've done is they've put a little bit of extra leather lining towards the top. That's where I've got most of the problems. That has helped immensely. Feels a lot more comfortable. Don't get me wrong, my leg is still giving me, you know, bollocks, but putting it in, it's a lot better. Still got 3 socks on, which they should not really have. Why am I talking like this? God, it's not a good day for recording, is it? I just got so much in my head, I just want to go bleh. We did have a chat and I said I'm happy with how much I weigh at the moment, and I'm not planning to, you know, intentionally lose more weight or gain more weight. I'm happy as I am. He doesn't think that the leg is going to shrink in size anymore. He said the only way that it would shrink a lot more in my circumstances if I intentionally lost weight. So that's not something that I'm planning to do, because I want to get the electric leg as soon as possible and I want the size of the leg to be stable. The plan is, with the leg being stable with that particular size and measurements that he has taken, I'm now going to get, which he has ordered, he's ordered a suction socket. Now, what this is that instead of wearing the belt that I have, which is extremely uncomfortable, I have to wear cycling shorts so the belt doesn't touch the skin, because that really irritates me and it's giving a rash after I wear it, and you sweat and the belt moves around, which means the leg moves around, you're walking pigeon-toed, and like I mentioned before, with the suction socket, that is silicone. It will be put onto the leg, and what happens is when the suction socket goes into this bit, it will suck out the air and it will make it like full on. They're actually making a new one of these for me. I have to go back in 4 weeks' time, so it's going to be a lot more fitted for me. There's also going to be a button here at the bottom that once I put the suction socket part in, like I say, all the air comes out and it's all locked tight. The button at the bottom will release that so I can take the leg off. I probably explained that extremely badly. Sorry. I don't know if this is just going from bad to worse. Once I've had the suction socket and that particular leg for a little while, it will be with the same knee joint that I've got, then they will order the electronic leg, which is another massive, like, whole different ballgame, which I could go into, but I'm not going to, because it's just going to confuse the Jesus out of you. Probably confused about the suction socket already, so I do apologise. It is exciting. Feel a lot more confident in my walking. I've already been offered, you know, to do a catwalk. It's just absolutely fabulous, darling. New knee. During the time between this video and the last video, I've not really been doing much physically. I mean, I visited family, and you know what? This was with the other leg, Sue 2.0, the old knee joint. It was really difficult to walk about to places. It was so difficult, and it really just, I didn't want to put the leg on. I was getting in a negative situation. I avoided wearing it all the time because it was so slow and painful. Fingers crossed that, you know, with the new leather lining, the new knee joint, that it's going to hopefully get me out and about a little bit more. So yeah, that is pretty much my video. Oh, I completely forgot to tell you about the weather. Oh my God, drama. Pause. So, during the appointment, during the 20-minute spiel, I'm just like sitting there like, and all of a sudden, it's an old building, all of a sudden the whole building just went, and crash. Oh. Me and the guy just looked at each other and just like, oh my God, what is going on? So he looks out of the window and he's like, can you just bear with me one moment? And I was just like, oh, absolutely. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, he goes into the next room, and within a couple of seconds, he just goes, "Oh my God!" So I'm sitting there like, you better tell me what's going on. I'm not sitting here for nothing. So a couple of minutes later, another girl goes in the room, and they're all like going, and then he comes back in and is like, "Jeff, tell me what is going on." And he's like, "A massive tree has just fallen over from the wind and just went right smack bang on a car." The tree has fallen over and wrecked a car. He said it's a complete write-off. And he said, luckily, by the looks of it, he said, luckily there was no one in there. The girl that I mentioned that she went in the room and she went, "Oh my God, I can't believe that. That's where I normally park." And then someone else parked up and said, "Good thing you were running late today, hey?" And I thought, oh my God. So yeah, the wind was just diabolical. And then when I got home, the rain, oh my days, oh my weeks, oh my months. It was just ridiculous. Like, we've had hot weather, feeling hot all the way, and yeah, it was just really bizarre weather. Thank you very much for chilling out with me. I'm going to be doing more A&E Can Help videos. I have got some recorded, I just need to edit them and put them online. It's something that's just a bit of a laugh. I enjoy doing it, just a bit of silly fun really. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again soon, and I will keep you updated as soon as I can. All the best.